Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
Across Iowa, hundreds of neighborhood banks strive to serve their communities, provide jobs, and help local businesses. Iowa banks are proud to back the life you build. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
It's time for State Championship Soccer. Here from the James County Soccer Park in Des Moines, Iowa PBS is proud to bring you the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Soccer Championships. As today, we start with Class 1A match as the Nevada Cubs take on the Cyclones of Denver. Hi again, everyone, with Justin Borster. This is BJ Shaven, and Justin, here we go. What a great way to start. 2 teams looking for their first ever state title.
Yeah, and both very athletic teams. Denver, Stern at the back, 2 holding midfielders. It's going to take a lot to beat them. However, the Cubs, last 10 goals has been spread amongst 6 players.
Well, let's get introduced to today's festivities as we turn it over to today's public address announcer.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's Golden Plaque of Distinction Award honors the Iowa coach who has demonstrated a successful career while making notable contributions towards school, community, and the coaching profession. Presenting the 2024 Golden Plaque of Distinction Award is IGHSAU Soccer Administrator Gary Ross and IGHSAU Executive Director Aaron Gerlich. The soccer recipient of the 2024 Golden Plaque of Distinction Award is Julie Gersh of Waterloo Columbus Catholic. Julie just finished her 12th season at Columbus Catholic. The Sailor soccer team has been a consistent contender under her leadership. The Sailors have reached the state tournament 5 times under her leadership, and she has had players win numerous all-district and all-state honors. She has been named District and Iowa Coach of the Year. In 2021, Julie was named the Iowa Character Counts State Coach of the Year by the Robert and Billy Ray Center for Character Development. Julie has served on the IGHSAU Soccer Advisor Committee. In addition to her coaching duties, Julie is the Activities Director at Columbus Catholic. She and her husband, Michael, are the parents to 3 future Iowa girls, Sophia, Ella, and Gia. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2024 soccer recipient of the IGHSAU Golden Plaque of Distinction from Waterloo, Columbus Catholic, Julie Gersh.
All right, fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's championship match. First, the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Cubs. Number 4, Dakota Hendricks. Number 8, Bianca Canope. Number 9, Alexa Betting. Number 10, Sarah Mahari. Number 11, Tempe Karsrud. Number 18, Rachel Borwick. Number 23, Emily Kelly. Number 24, Emma Strotman. Number 26, Maya Spikerman. Number 29, Macy Maley. Number 50, Bella Tamburo. The assistant coaches for the Cubs are Justin Evans and Mark Rhodes. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for Denver. Number 1, Ava Duncan. Number 3, Jules Neubauer. Number 4, Kate Wilson. Number 12, Emily Mullert. Number 13, Kenna Rothmeyer. Number 21, Alexis Milder. Number 23, Chrisanne Wirchis. Number 24, Sydney Krabenhoff. And number 99, McKenna Broadhead. The assistant coaches for the Cyclones, Kane Eagle, Marissa Lopez, Sammy Gerke, and Emma Hennessy. Now let's meet the starters for the Cubs. Number 2, Tori Monarchy. Number 5, Lindsay Geertis. Number 7, Vanessa Reed. Number 12, Isabel Nelson. Number 13, Aubrey Thompson. Number 14, Evelyn Anderson. Number 15, Avery Anderson. Number 16, Maddie Gibson. Number 20, Gracie Schiller. Number 28, Reagan Davis. And number 66, Jocelyn Farmer. Head coach for Nevada is Randy Davis. Now let's meet the starters for the Cyclones. Number 00, Tori Schroeder. Number 6, Mackenzie McEwen. Number 8, Kiera Gerke. Number 9, Alyssa Harberts. Number 10, Elena Akers. Number 11, Bailey Mullahan. Number 14, Anna Muller. Number 15, Grace Mullahan. Number 16, Maya Rosecrans. Number 17, Kinsey Snyder. Number 18, Miranda Thurm. And the head coach for Denver, Derek Krebsbach. Ladies and gentlemen, our officials for this morning's matchup. Your referee, Nikki Scuppin. Your AR1, Travis Scuppin. The AR2 is Abigail Speisinger. And the fourth official, Crystal Tate. Soccer fans, it's now time to play state championship soccer.
Our thanks to Rex Baker as we are ready to go in this 1A title match. It's the first of a triple header here on Iowa PBS. Let's take a look at the resumes of these two teams. First off for Nevada, their 15th trip to state, their 12th in a row. They're 0-2 in the title match. They do have scoring in a multiple of ways, and their head coach, Randy Davis, he's going to retire after 24 years of coaching, all those years at Nevada. In fact, he won his 300th career match this season. Now for the Denver Cyclones, their third trip to the state tournament. First appearance in the final. They had 20 wins this season with just one senior in the starting lineup. And both teams have been magnificent. How about Denver? They started the year with a loss to Hudson, and they just went on a roll, Justin.
Yeah, it's about peaking at the right time. And I covered the game the other day, and I tell you what, I was really, really impressed with the two center backs, and then in front of them, Kenzie Snyder and Bailey Mullahan, but also the left back, Mackenzie McEwen, loves to get forward, and she's got some pace about her.
Nevada wearing the white uniforms with purple numbers trimmed in yellow. Denver wearing their away maroon with yellow, or kind of an off gold. So we are ready to go as it's Denver and Nevada in the 1A title match. Again, each school looking for their first ever championship. And for Denver, making their first trip to the final Of course, they had a day off in between games. They actually got a police escort out of town. And we're starting to see some nerves here early on as the Cubs turn it over here as Denver ready to be on the attack. As the Cyclones have been very proficient so far here in this tournament. A win over Council Bluffs St. Albert 3-1. And they defeated Trainer in the semifinals 1-0 to advance to this title match. As we mentioned, the Cubs have been here before, but it's been a while. The last time they appeared in the 1A title match was back in 2015 and a loss to Heelan the year before. Played Davenport Assumption and ended up on the short side there against the Knights. That was back in 2014. Again, Nevada with the strong toss. And you can tell, Justin, there are some nerves here as Denver tries to play it forward with Harvards.
Yes, and what I've already picked up, Reagan Davis has been very, very tight on Mollahan. Absolutely tight. And it was like that the other day with Josie Lewis. Touch tight with Mollahan, kept her at bay, and this is something I think Nevada Cubs have got on hand.
Watch Mollahan with that toss to the middle that was headed back out by Nevada, and the keeper for the Cubs, who's been outstanding this season, Jocelyn Farmer. She'll be aggressive. Let's take a look at the keys to the match here for the Nevada Cubs. What do they need to do?
Well, I tell you what, they've got to handle tidal pressure, and they've got to keep the Cyclones on defense. But the Cyclones are so good at the back. That's the thing. They'll score a goal. This is what they did the other day, score a goal, and they will sit in, and they'll manage the game after that.
Each team kind of chipping away. The Cyclones keeper is Tori Schroeder. She's also had a terrific run this season. And for the Cyclones, what do they need to do?
Well, they're fearless. They're absolutely fearless. They don't care who they play. They've got an edge about them. And like I said earlier, team defense. All 11 players off the ball working.
A case of the jitters has broken out here early on as Davis will put it forward for Nevada. As they try to find their big strikers, that's Nelson. Tries to connect it to the middle. And again, we're playing a lot of soccer here at the midfield with some long attempts back at net. Who's going to find their groove first? And for Nevada, Nelson again tried to center it back to the middle. Each team, I mean, they're loading up the box defensively.
Yeah, and what you'll find with the back four, especially with Akers, Thurn, and Rosecrans, they don't mess around. They don't take a touch. Ball comes in, and they just get that ball directly forward, down the opponent's throats, start pressing. They want to play in the opponent's half. As you can see, they set up the two holding midfielders with Kenzie Snyder and Bailey Mollahan. Two players to watch.
A little bit of a handball. Not a little, a lot. So Denver will get a free kick here right at midfield. Let's see if this can trigger the Cyclones. Wait, long, deep kick by Thurm. Congestion in the middle. Denver will try to clear it back out. Or Nevada will try to clear it back out. This shot over the net as it was coming from the outside by Mollahan. As had somewhat of our first offensive maneuver as each team trying to figure out the back line of the defense of the other.
Yeah, and they scored off a set piece to get through to the finals here. It was a corner, cleared out to the top of the penalty area, and I believe Miranda Thurn scored the goal on a volley, just going over the goalkeeper's head. The wind just held it up, and we're very light on the wind today.
Oh, it's just gorgeous conditions out here as Nevada. Cubs will try to push it forward. Again, the pass is not as crisp early on. As a quick throw here by Denver. Into the middle, Muller. Have to keep an eye on that junior. Again, Denver seemingly to have Justin finding their footing here early on as far as for putting some offensive pressure on this Nevada defense.
Yeah, and you just saw that from Nelson pressing Akers as she shielded the ball out for a throw-in and immediately just sprinted back into position. So you can see the work rate between both teams as well, and you'll find that here throughout the game.
It's in the middle. The shot just goes over the net. A perfect opportunity for McEwen.
McEwen should have scored that, to be honest with you. It was a great opportunity on the volley. She was leaning back as we look at the replay here. Nobody cleared at first. Under pressure, defender did enough there just to force her to shoot over the crossbar.
Now Nevada with their first big threat of the night. This is Anderson. Tries to go to the middle. The ball deflected away defensively. Now the centering pass wide of the net. As Anderson, the first real strong attempt by Nevada as they try to push the ball up the field.
Yeah, and she showed a physical presence there, just into a 50-50 tackle with Akers. Coming off best, didn't quite get the cross in. But again, now they show the attacking presence, especially after the chance that just happened in their penalty area, clearing the lines, and then the opportunity on the other end.
Goal kick by Schroeder. Nevada will hold it in. That's Reed. And Schroeder will come up and play it off of a hawk. So just getting things started here in the 1A title match.
Schroeder just playing the ball out to Akers short. Not a bad time to do it as the Nevada Cubs backline dropped off close to their penalty area.
Nevada, again, they can score in a number of different ways, but Aubrey Thompson leading the way. Number 13 for the Cubs has a good move on the outside for the Cubs. Into the middle. That's Nelson. Held in by Monarchy, and Denver able to force the turnover. Boy, lots of congestion, and the shot, a deep shot taken by Grace Molahan.
Molahan could have waited just a little bit for some support. She's got the ability to take on players, but why not? On a strong foot, you never know what happens.
We've seen all of that here at the state soccer tournament over the years. Denver expected, team expectation at the beginning of the season was to be here. They've certainly found a way. Davis tried to clear, get much clearance on it. Here's Molahan. From the outside, the block put down by Nevada. That was Schiller. And it'll be a throw here from the near sideline by the Denver Cyclones.
Gracie Schiller, great block there, just getting a right foot across the ball as you have a look here. Just coming off her thigh, just did enough, and that's what it's going to be about. Pressure on Molahan up front. Don't give her time and space. Stay tight on her. Don't let her turn. That's going to be one of the keys. Don't let her turn.
So again, Denver. It's Akers. With the throws, they try to go to the outside, trying to find Mollert. She's been identified by the Cubs. Good defense by Gibson. Again, Denver trying to inch it closer. To the outside. Oh, tricky play as Molahan was lurking in the middle, and it just caromed off of the right foot of the defender in Davis.
I love that pass. Great technical ability there. Molahan didn't realize it was there until it hit her foot.
Penalty called against Denver, so Nevada will have some clearance here right near midfield. So the Cubs, the motto this year is give yourself a chance, is what head coach Randy Davis had told the squad all season, and they've certainly looking for that opportunity here on the possession.
And that's all they need to do now is just keep the ball. You see all the maroon jerseys behind the ball, out of possession.
Monarchy trying to lead that pass, but a great defensive play. Stepping in there was Akers.
Akers did well, just covering space as we see some changes come in.
First substitutions of the game. Rachel Borwick into the contest. This will stay with Nevada on the throw. Again, Denver, a lot of maroon on the inside, and they leave it up top to Molahan to do some work. Down the far sideline, it's a foot race to the ball. Molahan will be shielded off as Maddie Gibson with the strong defense.
Gibson taking no chances there with the press from Molahan. Just playing the ball out for a throw and deep. If we have a look here, nice and simple, just shielding the ball, playing it out, regrouping. But not to forget, they do have a long throw.
Denver back to their bench as they bring some substitutions in. Ava Duncan into the contest. We'll get the others here in a moment. Heat really not a factor here this week. As you can know, in the state of Iowa, we've experienced great conditions, and we've got that here today. Hardly a breeze, but not your traditional heat that we have here for the girls' state soccer tournament. This will stay with Nevada. In fact, each coach, Derek Kribsbach for Denver, Randy Davis for Nevada, saying it's been a pleasant week. That day in between games has given the opportunity for the teams. Here's an opportunity for Nevada. The Cubs, the kick, the goal put in by Avery Anderson.
What a pass, great technique, splitting the line. Avery Anderson timing a run as we look at this again. Composure, just going around the goalkeeper. Tori Schroeder getting her hips around the ball, and it was just a placement into the back of the net. Well taken, but the pass and then the run timed perfectly, well weighted. As you see that again, a difficult one was Tori Schroeder dove the right way.
That is her 19th goal on the season, her first here at the state tournament. And Nevada ready to pounce again. Anderson, in fact, missed 4 games this season with an ankle injury, and she was breaking ankles on her way to the net that time, Justin.
Absolutely she was, but it's the timing, it was absolutely wonderful. So far, one of the best goals I've seen from the pass that was played through, the timing of the run, arriving in the space at the right time, ball in front, going around the goalkeepers, great technique, great composure. Most players really just get really nervous in those situations.
It's been a while since Denver has been behind in a match. In fact, you have to go all the way back for Denver to midway part through the year in which they were playing Elkhorn South, in which they were behind in a match here at the state tournament. They've had the lead and had played with it. Now a little bit of adversity for the Cyclones, as this one's going to go all the way back. And they'll give way to the keeper in Tori Schroeder.
I believe it was Isabel Nelson that assisted on the goal. You've got to give her credit for that.
Nevada with a timely opportunity. Scoring the game's first goal. Again, we had some nerves early on, but those have quickly gone away for both.
You know, and it's just the start that the Cubs wanted. They've broken the lines of Denver.
Jurtis out ahead to Nelson. Again, quickly turned back around by Akers. Molahan looking for that opportunity in the middle. The Cubs looking for that next opportunity along the far sideline by Nelson. She'll take a shot towards the middle. It's deflected out. Schrader will come up to field it cleanly. That ball was up for grabs as Schroeder identified it and came up with it. Now the left-footed goalie will put it in play for the Cyclones.
That will build some confidence as well for Schroeder, pulling that ball out of the air. Always looks easy, but it's not. But what a ball that was whipped in from the right-hand side.
This Class 1A field has certainly been one of the strongest ever. In fact, you had a lot of upsets in the regional finals. You had a 9th-ranked team get into the state tournament along with the 10th and the 12th. Upsets happened, and how about Davenport Assumption being upended in the opening round by Dyke New Hartford, a relatively new program in its 4th year. And Nevada was able to solve what a lot of high schools in the state of Iowa haven't been able to do is, how do you beat Dyke New Hartford in anything? They've been so talented over the last several years, whether it be volleyball, basketball. They're good at tennis. They're getting good at soccer. Again, a semifinal appearance. Let's see if we've got our first corner of the day, and it looks like we do.
Looks like it's going to be an outswinger.
Yep, it'll be Tori Monarchy, the senior. Will do the chores from the corner. The header redirected back out. Akers able to find it for Denver. We're causing a lot of traffic in the middle. Cyclones trying to clear it. Denver early on had the possession in their favor, but Nevada slowly imposing their will here as we're getting to the midway point here in the first half. Davis took a chip shot. Now out into space. Going to be tracked down by Reed. That one played off to the side, and it looks like we're going to see a handball here as it caromed awkwardly off of Miranda Thurm, and have to check at it. That's what it was called, right at the top. There you saw it, right there with the right hand.
Right on the line. Right on the line when you see that again. It's unlike Thurm. She hardly makes any errors like that, but that was a tight decision. Right on the line, it looked like it. But the referee's closer.
Denver will put up a wall. Reagan Davis will spot the ball right on the line. Here's the attempt. A little too hard, and Denver will survive the scare.
Davis had the right power on it, struck it well. Difficult one. It's only 18 yards out. Little bit, as you can see, just skying it over the crossbar. Should have leaned over it slightly, had the far post, keep it on the ground, make Schroeder make the save.
So Alyssa Harberts and Karen Gerke are back into the lineup for the Denver Cyclones. Gerke will keep it in play. Redirected back. Molahan can't catch up to it.
Bailey Molahan in the right place at the right time just sitting in the midfield positionally, so keeping a discipline.
This one played all the way back as in Denver. What is it that Nevada's doing to compromise Denver's offense, especially when they get it past midfield?
Well, what they're doing is they're pinning the outside midfielders deeper into their own half, so they can't get forward. And what they're doing is they occupying areas of space in the central areas. As you saw earlier on, players are positioned strategically, so when the ball's cleared, they're winning it and it's going straight back. And also, they've dominated a little bit of possession in the final third.
It'll be a throw from the near sideline as that one was played out. And Bailey Mollahan will put it in play. Boy, the header towards the net, but quickly scooped up by Farmer. Again, they found Grace Mollahan to get it done. Now Denver with some pressure. Centering pass to Mollahan. She'll put a shot towards the net, and it's quickly hauled in again by Farmer, who's been at the ready in a net for Nevada here so far.
Yeah, Mollahan, 2 good moments there. First, the flick on. The Cubs didn't put anybody in front of her just to screen the ball. You can see the long throw from Bailey Mollahan. It's on all the time. And then the second touch, great little creation of space with the first touch. Didn't quite get a hold of the ball when she took the strike.
When you think about that early goal by Nevada, it's their 3rd state final appearance. So this one's going to be played free. And Schrader came up to grab it. Isabel Nelson was lurking.
Nelson's got some pace. Schrader, great starting position, a little bit higher. She is quick off her line. Just did enough there.
When you think about that goal, the first goal that Nevada's been able to score in a state final this year, or in their school history, is they'd been shut out against Heelan and Assumption. But as Randy Davis had told us, for Nevada, those girls don't remember that because they were 8 and younger. So uncharted territory for both of these two schools.
Unless they were down here with the families watching, siblings, or just supporting the team and the community.
Come on, you're 8. You're looking for a snow cone. This one played free.
They have a few of those around here.
Davis, again, Nevada running their offense out of the middle. That's Schiller. They'll wisely play it back. Again, they try to get it forward, and they do. This is Thompson. Aubrey Thompson deep in the offensive zone will hit a centering pass, but well defended on the play by Denver. How about that for the captain?
The ball landed perfectly for Thompson. I think she should have hit it first time. Took the touch to the right in the penalty area. Perfect for the defender, just pushing her wide.
Ava Duncan, the senior. One of the few seniors on this squad, comes off the bench and played huge in that moment. Now a little bit more pressure. Again, Denver able to escape it for the moment. Davis will control.
Nevada Cubs are playing with the old traditional sweeper system. Grace Schiller sitting in front.
Opportunity, the centering pass, and Schrader is there to make the play.
Maddie Gibson, the deep lying center back. But what Mollahan is doing really well is just sitting in between in that diamond. And she has found the ball. What they need to do now, Denver Cyclones, is get an attacking midfielder up to support. And I know there's only 15 minutes to go in the half, but they can take the chance.
Schrader, who's been busy. Or Schrader, excuse me. He's had a lot of work here. Both keepers have, really. Schroeder, though, under more duress for Denver. That's going to be marked out and will be turned over to Nevada. Here's a look at that Cubs sideline. Of course, you know, at the beginning of the year, they got the news that their all-state defenseman, Emma Strotman, was going to have to miss the entire season. So in her place went Maddie Gibson. They asked her, you know, Coach Randy Avis said, Maddie, we got to have you play sweeper. And she said, I'm good with it because it's the only position she has not played in her 4 years at Nevada. So,
yeah, BJ, you know, going back into handling title pressure, and I think there's a lot of nerves the last 2 times they came here. You know, and I think that plays on head coaches' minds and that. But it looks like these players, they're playing with energy. I do like the way they're trying to bring the ball down and keep possession. I think that's a key as well.
Mullahan to the outside. It's a foot race to the ball. Nevada will clear it. That one goes out. But again, the Evelyn Anderson, just a little bit more fleet of foot. It'll be a free kick here.
Can you hear the head coach screaming out? Pick up the second ball. There's enough maroon jerseys around the ball.
Again, Nevada here to the near side with Reed, working the sideline. Stepping right in their path is Miranda Thurm. And this actually went off of Nevada. Monarchy trying to play it forward. Monarchy in the middle, takes a shot. That just goes wide left.
I was just taking note of Meineke. She takes the corners on the far side, right-footed out swinger. That landed perfectly for her. Nice first touch, dipping at the right time, just going past the post.
So Mackenzie McEwen, the freshman, into the lineup here for Denver. Coach Kribsbach always says that McEwen on the attack, they're going to need some of that here down the stretch here. As you see, got 12 minutes to play here in the opening half. Avery Anderson with a lone goal, assisted by Isabel Nelson here in the first half. And Nevada will go to their bench on the dead ball. As coming back in is going to be Isabel Nelson.
Alexa Betting just leaving the field just for
It was a hard tackle, but clean by Aubrey Thompson.
Great tackle, actually, from Thompson.
Nelson waiting for traffic. Nevada trying to set up shop here in the middle. That's Anderson.
Did well. Weight support. Nice combination.
Here's Anderson right at the top. To Monarchy. Monarchy with some terrific footwork in the middle. Now the shot, that will go wide as Nevada gave it a whirl with Avery Anderson again.
Meineke, great turn, spinning on a sixpence outside of the right foot. I love the combinations around the penalty area, and it's one way to open up Denver's back line.
Thompson going to be bumped. And a free kick here for Nevada. This is going to be Evelyn Anderson. Her and her sister Avery looking to go to Bemidji State in northern Minnesota. Haven't fully committed yet, open to looking at other schools. Anderson's deep shot, a little too much. It's not really a wind, there's too much pepper on that one.
Yeah, it was a little bit spicy overhit, but she had options to her left as well, because all the maroon jerseys were lined up on the edge of the penalty area. Play it short, you want to see if you can just draw a couple of players out, and that's where they're good, is the combinations around the penalty area.
Monarchy with the deep shot, again wide right. That's the 6th attempt on net by Nevada here in the first half.
Denver,
3 so far for Denver.
Denver dropped off a little bit too deep. They've got to put pressure on Meineke. As you can see, the white jersey just sitting in the midfield, picking up the ball. Yards of space, they've got time to shoot. It's only going to be a matter of time before they get one on frame.
In the passing, getting a little bit more crisp here.
I like that from Meineke. She just sits in the space there as a pivot. She's just checked back in.
In high school soccer, just as a reminder, you are allowed to substitute frequently and often. Good maneuvering in the middle by Thompson. Reed trying to find some space. Good move to the interior. Now the centering pass denied by Denver. Thompson. The curve handled by Schroeder.
Reed did well there. And again, the second ball picked up by Nevada. Denver looked tired. They're just not pressing the ball enough. They're not.
Nelson. Pass redirected out.
Akers just doing enough. Look at the press there. And
Gerke out ahead to Mullahan. Denver needing an opportunity to let the defense rest a little bit. Mullahan battling away against Gibson. And a big bump which draws the ire of the Denver crowd, and a penalty will be called against Nevada here. So an opportunity here for the Cyclones.
as you look at this again, Davies did enough, but didn't have to do that. She had the cover there. Rachel Borwick came across. The defending was good. Mullahan got the ball. They forced her wide. That's where they wanted to go. Keep her away from central areas, dangerous areas, just around the penalty area.
Free kick from Gerke, the centering pass. The header wide of Mullahan. Denver unable to hold it in. Played off of a hop for Farmer. So Nevada will survive the threat.
Denver haven't really tested Farmer in goal. There's been a couple, but it's been easy for her. They've just, the weight of the pass, they've been directed straight at her. They really need to test her.
Nelson loses that battle, that time to Snyder. Snyder out ahead, fending her way through traffic. And the block put out there by Denver. Tough play made, as this is going to be off of the Cyclones. So a goal kick here coming up for Nevada.
Good pressure there from Anna Mollett on the far side. But just out of your pictures, the ball's being pressed around the penalty area. The rest of the team need to lock onto the players in behind. I'm talking about maroon players locking onto the white players.
First half starting to wind down. Nevada, if you're joining us late, scored 6.5 minutes in with a goal by Avery Anderson. It was her first of the state tournament. Assisted on the play by Isabel Nelson. That's the difference in this one. Davis with the throw. And that will be off of Nevada, so another opportunity here for Denver. Waiting for that good throw here by Molahan. Grace, just a sophomore. We'll get it back on the return. The high pass, the header, just wide of the net.
It's a lot more positive there from Gracie Mulholland. What a great ball into the penalty area. Just not enough power on the header.
Starting to see some moments here, though, for Denver offensively, Justin.
Absolutely. A little more energy. I think that needs to, and I think it's coming from the bench. Coach Derek, he'll inspire the players. You know, and now it takes a little bit of adversity. How can you come back from this? Being 1-0 down, they're 1-0 up in the semifinal. They held on, and it's going to be about moments and percentages.
Monarchy, who's had a solid first half for Nevada, with a pass out to Reed here out on the wing. Davis with the boot. Cleared by Denver for the moment. Gerke out ahead, that's off of Davis. Molahan. Hasn't had an opportunity. You know, and we still haven't heard a lot about Anna Mollert here for Denver. What has Nevada done to nullify her, the top goal scorer for the Denver Cyclones? Or one of the top players here for the Denver Cyclones?
Well, they've taken care of her. So all the pressing, keeping an eye on Anna, that's the focus. But the thing is, look at the goal. So there's different players that can create movements, thread passes, and that's what I like about this Nevada Cubs team. They've got additional players that are able to create. They're dynamic, bit of skill. Meineke here in the midfield again, and that's a player that Denver really need to take care of. They can't let her keep possession.
They go to the outside. This is Nelson. Streaking it forward, Nelson trying to cut it back to the middle, still out in space. Centering pass, nobody home. Meineke now with it. On the foot, the left-footed shot hauled in off of a double hop to Tori Schroeder.
Meineke striking with her left foot. She is right-footed, showing her technical ability with both feet. A lot of players bring the ball onto their stronger foot. Not Meineke. She'll have a go, take your chances.
2 minutes to go in the first half. We've seen this at the state championships over the last several years. The last 2 minutes have gotten very interesting. And if you're Nevada, you don't want to give ground. And for Denver, obviously, you don't want to give up one late. What a move in the middle by Avery Anderson. Split the wickets. Now Monahan to the outside. Gertis. Now nearing the minute mark left here in the opening half.
I like that, BJ. Split the wickets. Been watching some cricket lately.
Veda tried to streak it ahead. Good defensive play that time by the Cyclones. As McEwen force-fed it out of there. Nevada still threatening deep, and Schroeder will have to move to her left to haul that one in.
Oh, they can't back off. Nelson, especially at the top of the penalty area. You noticed how the maroon jerseys, there's two center backs dropped off. They can't do that. They have to press as Nelson try to play the ball through.
Right at midfield, final seconds ticking off here in the opening half. Denver with one last gasp here. You can hear the countdown from the crowd. And Nevada will take a 1-0 lead into intermission. It's the Class 1A title match. The Nevada Cubs lead at 1-0 over the Denver Cyclones. More when we return as you're watching the State Soccer Championships here on Iowa PBS.
There's even more to love about Iowa PBS online. Go behind the scenes with us when you follow Iowa PBS on Snapchat. Connect with us on all of our social media platforms at iowapbs.org/social.
Studio 3 Live. Be in the audience. Live music. Exciting entertainment. Visit iowapbs.org/Studio3Live to sign up for exclusive updates.
There's even more to love about Iowa PBS online. Find interesting stories and connect with fellow Iowans when you follow Iowa PBS on Facebook. Connect with us on all of our social media platforms at iowapbs.org/social.
You're watching Statewide Iowa PBS.
Iowa Life is a new program on Iowa PBS that uncovers the diverse tapestry of Iowa's people, cultures, and stories. Here at the half, let's see how one Iowan is using her platform in the STEM field to help inspire the next generation of scientists.
Imagine this. You're sitting in a classroom and your teacher poses a question that can change your life forever. How many of you would raise your hand with no hesitation? That's what I thought. Well, this is precisely what happened to me as a high schooler. And that one simple act of raising my hand changed the entire trajectory of my career. So my mom always told me to always sit like in the front of the class. This is where it all began. I was taking chemistry during my junior year, and my chemistry teacher had just put this out to the entire class of, hey, if you would like to participate in the science fair, just let me know. And if I could get a show of hands, that would be great, so I could identify, who to double back to. My mom also said, if you have a question or you want to do something, you raise your hand, regardless of whether you feel embarrassed or you think people are going to make fun of you, it doesn't matter. So I literally raised my hand without hesitation, and my life changed that day. I developed color-changing stitches to detect infections using beet juice. And the whole purpose here is to create an equitable medical solution for our most vulnerable communities, most susceptible to surgical site infections. I spent Fridays after school in this lab working on my project for about 6 months straight. I was able to apply to one of the most prestigious science competitions known to man, and I ended up advancing all the way to the top 40. Now, for context, there are about 2,500 applicants that year, and so it was a really big deal. That propelled me into, a couple local papers, and then those local papers got picked up by other organizations, and I was featured in Smithsonian, People Mag, USA Today Woman of the Year for Iowa, Ellen DeGeneres.
Deja!
Ellen!
I mean, come on.
PBS NewsHour, CBS Mission Unstoppable.
Her name is Deja Taylor.
I still maintain that I'm a very humble person, so it's actually pretty difficult for me to talk about this type of stuff, but I've had quite the journey to only be 20. We're amazing. I was born on the west side of Chicago, raised on the south side. I was born into a single-parent household. very, very young parent. My mom ended up moving and finding Iowa because of a relationship that she was in at the time. And we moved to a very small town, Hills, Iowa, right outside of Iowa City. And that relationship ended up failing, and we ended up staying here. There's not much going on in Hills, Iowa, not very many people around, certainly not very many people who looked like me. And so I spent a lot of that time by myself, in a sense. I would find peace with my thoughts and would pursue any sort of hands-on activity. I've always embraced being a nerd in some sort of capacity, and I've always been a smart kid. I've always been curious, and I've always wanted to make learning fun for myself. But now that I have the platform to do that for others, like it blends very well. The common denominator throughout everything that I do is like this want to change the world somehow, whether that's through my invention, like an actual medical device, whether it's through giving back and being a mentor to the next generation. I enter a lot of spaces that are not historically meant for me. That's just a fact. And in fact, as I was in the beginning of my science fair journey, I did my very first science fair, which I wrote a 20-page paper to enter. And I got there, and there was no other Black person in the room. I feel like that was a realization for me that if I do go far in this whole science thing, that I would reach back and be that representation for others, period. I just want to nurture young scientists of color to let them know that, hey, it's okay to try new things, you do belong here, and just share my story for other adults to also reach out into communities of color to get other scientists involved in these STEM initiatives and all of these STEM competitions. So you're absolutely right. Equity work is like top of my work. Without infringing on my patent. All right, so we're going to be doing elephant's toothpaste today. How many of you guys have done that?
I don't know what that is.
How many of you are bakers? Who likes to bake in here? It's my goal to go to every single elementary school in Iowa City Community School District because my fondest memories of school were when we had guests come in and talk about their job and do cool stuff. We would ditch the regularly scheduled programming and we would go out and have fun and learn at the same time. You'll see that's the basis for everything. Learning and fun. There we go. It's rising. Cheer it on. Go, 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 go. It's really engaging for them, and I hope that they carry that experience with them throughout the rest of their academic career. Whether it's just a funny memory, or it inspires them to go into STEM, or it inspires them to be a cool person and also come back to their school when they do whatever they do. I enjoy going back and giving back to the school district that played a big part in who I am today. I wake up and I choose this life every single day. Like I love medtech and I love this like community service aspect that I get to do, these school visits, and I have to choose that consciously every day, even when it gets rough. And when it gets rough, I mean, like sometimes I fall out of love with medtech. It gets hard. There are very big words that you like have no idea how to pronounce or say. There are very big, intimidating people in this world that I have to face. If you really want what you're going after, you're gonna have to find a way to get through it, get over it, and get back on track. This one is a book that I am featured in. I do what I do for Dejas like me that are in the younger generation and looking for inspiration from someone. And I hold a variety of identities, and so I am very proud of who I am, and because I needed someone like that when I was growing up, I want to be that someone for all of the little kids growing up. Honestly, I want them to take away the same sentiment that I received from my mom, and that's you can do anything you put your mind to, period. I want to embark on this journey together, because truth be told, the world is waiting for your contribution, your vision, your invention. And in light of that, we can all become beacons of hope sources of inspiration and catalysts for change.
It's a 1-0 lead as we're at the half. Nevada trying to win their school's first ever state title in prime position. Denver wants to do the same thing. They're got to come from behind with Justin Borster, BJ Shaven as we're about ready to get the second half underway. What a good first half.
Yeah, it was. In terms of the Cubs, dominated possession. Denver really need to up the tempo. They need to close down in the midfield.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights here. As things got started early for Denver, they had good control, but Nevada's defense was there in that early goings of the game and gave them an opportunity here late to turn that defense into offense. Schrader has been busy facing a number of shots on goal. And then here is the lone goal of the game, Avery Anderson with her first of the state tournament and her 19th on the season. Again, the Cubs can come at you in a number of ways. Anderson had a stellar first half, and we're seeing the statistics here. You see the shots on goal. Nevada with 6. They've also had a corner kick, and Denver has been called for a couple of penalties here in the first half. So we are ready to go. Denver will start with the ball, heading to the opposite goal as the referee, Nikki Schupan, is ready to mark it for play. As here we go, the 1A title match. The pitch has been rocking here all week long in Class 1A. Tremendous amount of activity. And it was, I guess, showing the parity in 1A this year as your defending state champion, Davenport Assumption, upended in the opening round by Dyke New Hartford. Nevada actually fell down by a goal in their opening match against Hudson, showing some resiliency. Denver has been cruising right along, beating Council Bluffs St. Albert in the opening round on Tuesday 3-1, and then a 1-0 win over Trainer. That's how these two teams got here to the state championship, as it is a 1-0 lead again for Nevada. Cubs have been a program that has been a perennial power in Class 1A over the years. This is their third state championship match that they've played in. And for the Cyclones, their third trip to state this year. First time ever, though, that they've played the state title match in a very young squad. One you're going to have to keep an eye on over the next several years, as they've got a soccer club that is just budding. Reed to the outside, who had a terrific first half. Center the pass, that'll be denied by Denver. We played more towards the middle for the Cubs than Gracie Schiller.
Just earlier on there, Meineke allowed to play a line-breaking pass. Wasn't quite picked up. Great skill there by
Thompson. Avery will shoot it out to Reed. She has a chance. She'll bend it towards the net. It's up and over and just wide left. What an opportunity. Thompson creating that opportunity for Reed. Take a look at it again.
Well, look at this here. Thompson into Reed. Reed, perfect right-footed cross. Could have gone in on the far post. Just scraping past as that player again, Isabel Nelson, at the far post.
Again, the Cubs will continue to put pressure on. Senior-laden team. Reed almost had a chance to crack that one free. Great recovery, though, by Mackenzie McEwen. Molihan going to come off to the near side to Harberts. And the Cubs stellar right at the midfield. Anderson, foot race to the ball. Denver back defensively, and Nevada will have to throw it in. So here we go with the Cubs. Again, Nelson. Schroeder with traffic out in front of her. Steps up in front of that one as Aubrey Thompson gave it a whirl.
Another dangerous ball played in by Thompson. Schroeder did really well to come out, diving low, holding on to the ball. It could have been dangerous. Luckily, she didn't fumble it.
How much confidence is this going to give this young Denver bunch if they could withstand this pressure here early on by Nevada as they try to turn this one around?
Look, defensively, they can't score goals. They need to get a little bit tighter, especially on Thompson, Nelson. Reed out wide on the right. She has been dangerous going forward.
Nelson again trying to find Thompson. To the middle with Anderson. That shot going to go just wide right.
Again, not allowing strikes. Avery Thompson allowed to shoot.
Boy, what adjustments, I mean, for Denver offensively, do you think we'll see out of head coach Derek Krebsbach?
Pressure on the ball immediately because Denver are controlling possession right now. They need to up the tempo, and I think that's going to be key, and get more players going forward. So as they transition forward, they don't want to isolate Molahan. They need to get players forward, maybe start pushing 1 or 2 players. You're 1-0 down. They have the ability to do it.
Good pressure on the ball by Thompson. Tries to shake it free, and we will get a late whistle here.
Nikki Chopin playing advantage. Didn't work out, and I love that in officials. Very good officiating there.
Right at midfield. Nevada with the free kick here.
But if you look to the left-hand side, you've got Davis and acres of space.
Evelyn Anderson putting it in the air. Meineke will track it down for Nevada.
Talk about picking up the second ball. Meineke just picking up the pieces.
Isabel Nelson, centering pass denied by Denver. Now to Thompson. A great maneuver to the inside by Anderson, and that shot goes above.
Avery Anderson just creating enough space for herself, getting that shot off it. We see this again. Great turn. Love that. Great ability. Great awareness as well. Just too much in it over the crossbar. Again, you can see the Cubs just continue pressing, continue to create opportunities and chances.
Thompson again in the middle, trying to avoid the double team. Terrific dribbling. Finally cleared, and could this be an opportunity for Molahan? Out ahead, Grace Molahan to the outside. Looking to put some pressure on Nevada. Molahan waiting for the cavalry. Harbarts, the centering pass. Now the blast, and too much. That time by Bailey Molahan.
Credit to Grace. Molahan did really well. Knew there was no support in the penalty area. Turned out, kept possession, playing it back into Gebhardt.
Nevada will go to their bench. As Alexa betting into this title match, she'll give Thompson a rest. Molahan to the outside. Tried to squeak one in there, but Jocelyn Farmer, we haven't heard too much out of her since early on in that first half. Alert to track it.
It's a little bit positive here from Denver, but again, it's Gracie Molahan doing the work in the wide areas. I would like to see her more in the penalty area with some of the other players working around. I'd like to see Mackenzie McKeown, if she can get forward a little more. She's quick, but she's being contained, being pressed back. And I just think it's the threat of the front line of the Cubs.
It'll be a throw from the far sideline here for Nevada. And the Cubs quickly go back to their bench again. And Rachel Borwick will come into the contest. Nevada calling for a corner, and they are going to get it. Boy, initially you thought that was out on Nevada, but Schupan said no. Nevada with the corner kick, their second of the match. Here's Tori Monarchy.
With an in-swinger.
Tore her ACL her freshman year and the senior with a centering pass. The header just goes wide of the net, as Monarchy had it right on the money. But Anderson a little too much here.
As you look at this, Anderson, I question the defending again. It was just enough to go out for a goal kick. Luckily for Denver, it's probably Monarchy's first ball touch, I'd say.
Yeah.
Being consistent.
Veda trying to keep Monahan working. Here's an opportunity for Denver. Monahan couldn't quite catch up to it. Now this shot, the header up to the right. Denver with a terrific opportunity. Anna Moeller came in from the outside and just had it go wide right. Take a look at the pass, and now Moeller.
Well, I tell you what, Moeller redirecting that ball, just going past the post, but I must say it's much more positive now from Denver. Definitely is. I thought that Gerke could have played that ball in first time to Monahan instead of taking the touch. Played him first time. Monahan had that split second if it was the right pass to shoot.
Nelson. Again into the middle of the pass. Here's Monarchy. Denver trying to set up defensively.
Better pressure there, much better pressure.
Snyder able to force the turnover for Denver.
A little more energy there, especially in the midfield with the double six pivot with Kenzie Snyder and Bailey Monahan.
A long kick that time from Schroeder. Reed down the near sideline. And Nevada will go with the throw here.
But it's going to work to the benefit of Denver as the more and more Nevada drop off at the back, creating space, not attacking the ball in the air, letting it bounce is going to give more attacking prowess for Gracie Monahan. And now you can see the Cyclones just oozing with confidence, upping the game. And this is the intensity they needed in the first half. Maybe they're saving it for the second.
It certainly has picked up. Again, trying to put more pressure. 3 defenders back for Nevada. Again, an opportunity here for Denver. And it looks like we have a stoppage as Coach DK going to be putting in a triple substitution here.
So when you look at Denver Cyclones, they talk about playing with a fearless edge. Now you can see there's a little more tenacity, a little more aggressiveness, closing down, a little more want to get forward. Yes, we talk about defending all 11 players. Unfortunately, in the first half, it was a little bit off. It is now back in. They're counter-pressing. They're recovering in to win the ball. They're making a game of it as we see the subs coming in.
Nevada with her own triple substitution here. And what a line that's going out with Anderson, Nelson, and also Reed. Gonna rest up for the final moments of this one. It's the 1A title match. We're in the second half. Nevada with that 1-0 lead. Both teams going to their bench. And you can tell that there's going to be a little bit of a gear up here as we get a little bit later on in this one. But whose bench is going to have the most depth as this one's played downfield by Denver.
And there's the difference in the midfield, closing down Meineke. 2 players, and the 2 players I spoke about. Kenzie Snyder, Bailey Mollahan.
Bailey Mollahan with a couple of goals already here in the state tournament. Farmer a little bit more active here in the second half.
That's well played there by Rosecrane. Heading the ball forward, taking it out of the air, just what's needed. Don't let the ball bounce.
And Dakota Hendricks with that shot. A little bit wide right.
Yeah, Tori Schrader just watched the ball go out for a goal kick.
Denver looking for that opportunity. Free kick here for Nevada.
Taking their time. Every second counts as it winds down.
Again, having that goal advantage.
She has options to her left again with Davis. Backpedaling out of your picture. Now you see her. There you go.
Want to remind you, we've got more state championship soccer coming your way at 2:30. It'll be the Class 3A title match. As for the third time, it'll be Bettendorf taking on West Des Moines Valley in the 3A title match. The 2A title match comes your way at 5:30 tonight, as Dallas Center Grimes will look to three-peat. In their way, though, the Comets of North Polk. That's all here on Iowa PBS today. Well, that one misplayed, but finally grappled down by Schroeder.
Evelyn Anderson just putting her foot through that. Difficult for Schroeder. Could hear her teammates saying it's going out. Lovely pass, and look at the run forward as well.
Mullahan, a deep attempt. Farmer right there.
Kenzie Schneider playing the ball into Mollahan's feet. Mollahan on the half turn, perfect turn. I would like to have seen the combination with the ball going back into Kenzie Schneider. It's a little bit better now. Players are starting to make forward runs, which didn't happen in the first half. And it could be dangerous. It could open something up here. It's more exciting, as you can see. Look at the domination with the combinations there again, Schneider and Mollahan.
This one will be played out by Denver. So nearing the halfway point here in the late half. Denver and Nevada, again, the table stakes. Each school going for their first ever state soccer championship. Trying to lay claim to that. And right now, Nevada with the advantage as they got a goal out of Avery Anderson at the 32-minute mark in the first half. This will stay with Denver. Well, you can stay connected with Iowa PBS Sports no matter where you're watching from. Join the conversation. Follow us on Facebook and X and use the hashtag Iowa PBS Sports to enjoy the championships with other fans. Back into it, a little give and take. Nevada trying to clear it out ahead with Betting.
Betting does well just to keep the ball, but again, picked off in the midfield. Good positioning. Mollahan forced wide, dispossessed by Gracie Schuyler.
Well, the defense has been so talented here today for Nevada, keeping Mullahan nullified.
Still letting the ball bounce. They're very, very deep. They're boxing Mullahan in. Mullahan's finding space in between the lines there, in between the box. Just not picked up tight enough, as you can see.
And Farmer again easily played. Giving it a whirl that time for Denver.
Julia Newbar in the game. Very tenacious. She was good the other day in the semi-final.
Back at it, Nevada down the field. See if this turns into an opportunity. Betting. Trying to go wide. Caught up along the end line. And Schroeder will come in to retrieve.
Great combination earlier for that ball to go into Betting. No dribbling, just quickly drawing defenders in, and that's what it's about, space creation in behind. As the combination there with Aubrey Thompson and Betting, it's dangerous.
Oh, a block made by Nevada and Evelyn Anderson.
Critical block.
Terrific job again defensively for the Cubs. Mullahan, they try to find her, does Denver. She's on the ire of two. The shot going to be hauled in by Farmer. Whoa, what a direct kick on net. As Denver just again comes up short. That time it was Bailey Mullahan. Can feel the momentum starting to switch here. As again, Farmer getting peppered.
Much better by Denver, playing their way into the game. Maybe it was just nerves in the first half. The occasion here, County, the final, playing in front of your fans. There's a little bit of energy. We've still got 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes to play. And what I do like is that the two in the midfield holding back.
Here's an opportunity towards the net. Mullahan going to be stepped in front of. Did that go out? Yes, it'll be a corner kick here coming up for Denver. It'll be their first corner of the state championship match. And again, Coach DK going to his bench for the Cyclones. Bringing three in, including Kara Gerke, who will do the chores from the corner.
Straight to the corner flag. Looks like it's going to be a outswinger.
Gerke with 9 assists this season. Boy, just went to the middle, nobody home. And Nevada avoids it for the moment. And Nelson again, just the speed over on that far sideline. As the Cubs start to crank it up again.
Akers had third and support there, could have turned out with a right foot. As the Cubs came streaming out with pace. Now getting the advantage.
Clearance that time by Denver. Again, Reed goes to the middle to Nelson. Isabel Nelson down that far sideline. Boy, nifty cut back to the middle. And the header going to be held off of a hop that time. As Avery Anderson tried to put another one on the board.
Avery Anderson, the goal scorer, the only goal scorer. Player to watch, got to put pressure on her. See Reed shifted out to the left-hand side. She was effective on this near side. On the right, creating a couple of opportunities.
Certainly a little bit more energy down the stretch here.
You can hear the Denver coach, Derek, on the sideline, urging his players to get higher. have a feeling he was telling his back line as well to get a little bit higher and squeeze the spaces. The only thing is, Schrader needs to also connect with her back line. She's still on a goal line.
Gibson tries to play it forward. Reagan Davis along that far side, letting it roll. Tough play in the middle. And Nevada whistled with the penalty.
Bailey Monahan protecting space. As you see, it came off the top of her head. Slight collision there.
Beg your pardon, Denver whistled for the penalty. Free kick here for the Cubs. And an easily played ball by Schroeder.
Nevada have got to probably start thinking about keeping the ball. So if they start just kicking it forward, especially with free kick moments like that, if they have closer options, Meineke would be a player to get on the ball. Most definitely. Aubrey Thompson, Nelson, they've got the quality players to do it.
Centering. And off of a hop as Gerke gave it a shot. So the 1A state championship starting to wind down inside of the last 15 minutes here coming up. Nevada trying to make sure that 1-goal lead stands put. This will be Nevada's throw. Anderson off into the far corner. As Denver had some aggressive offensive maneuvers here in the second half, but Nevada's defense has held strong. Meineke to the middle, Nelson trying to hit a cutter, and unable to track that down was Avery Anderson. You can tell she's logged a lot of minutes, just not the juice, if you will.
Yeah, and you notice Schrader coming off her line, you see how quick she was, just coming out, smothering the ball, looking forward. Avery Anderson, she's still got some energy in her.
Anderson with that header. Denver will track it down defensively. Duncan with the true pass up to the sideline, and it will be whistled out as Muller just couldn't control it. And now Nevada will go back to their bench.
Oh, look at the change here. This is tactical for pace.
Jurtis will check out. And coming in is going to be Alexa Betting.
Isabel Nelson, who got the assist on the first goal, has dropped into the midfield here on the right.
Betting dumping it down here for Anderson. Anderson with the cutback. The left foot towards the net and just wide of the mark. Boy, what a cutter by Anderson.
Anderson scoring the first goal, but look at this here. Cuts in onto her left foot. Great technique. Scoring the first goal with her right foot, showing the ability with both feet. But look at that angle, how she cut the ball, and great chop going past the defender.
Now Meineke. No one home. Denver tries to clear. Now out alone here to the near side. Nelson, the shot. And that's in! It's a goal for Nevada!
And should we say a great tactical change there by the head coach for Nevada, because Nelson just shifted out to the right-hand side. I tell you what, Isabel Nelson getting forward, great run in. She was slightly tracked. Mackenzie McEwen saw it, tried to protect the space. Didn't work out, as you can see, but look at this angle. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? Who cares? It's in the back of the net.
So Nevada might have had the dagger there with 12:38 to play. Isabel Nelson getting that goal. And one thing Randy Davis had told us about Isabel is the fact that she always stays aggressive. He said he's coached for 24 years. He's never had a player have that much fuel all the time like Nelson. And might have added the insurance. Goal kick here coming up for Nevada. So you think about that with 12 minutes and some change to play. And Nevada up 2-0, trying to win their school's first ever state championship. And for Randy Davis in his 24th season, saying so long, he has 12 minutes really to savor this, is he's going to be retiring from coaching. And he's really built the program from scratch. Started out with a terrific youth club. And has been dominant. And of course, a lot of his players have given away to play a lot of club soccer. And for Coach Davis, what a gentleman of the game. Hard tackle. This one stays in play. As Denver not going to give up without a fight. Back to
credit to Randy on that as well. Just adding, BJ, building the program. Look at the product on the field. Justifiable. You get great satisfaction. I'm sure he gets great satisfaction out of what he's produced here. But it's throughout the years, like you said, building a program in the community. I really love that. I think it goes a long ways. And same with Denver. You look at what they built in the community. Some of the players play club as well. I love it.
In fact, for Nevada, you know, Randy also teaches 8th grade history, trying to make history tier 2, pardon the pun, but it's what he was talking about the other day. And of course, this is the last year, for now, that the Girls State Soccer Championships are going to be here at County Soccer Park. We're going to be moving very close to Nevada next year, playing at Iowa State University. And he was joking. He said, you know what? His assistant coach has said, look out, as Monarchy has an opportunity here at the top, left open. Tries to hit a cutter to the outside. That shot going to be held wide as Lindsey Jurtis gave it a whirl. But he was saying, you know, talking about how great the facilities they have, and the community has really gotten behind their Parks and Recreation program, the Score Park in Nevada. If you haven't been there, you'd shake your head, because a community put together a multi-million-dollar project, not only for indoor facilities, for soccer, basketball, all that, but their outdoor facilities certainly second to none. And the investment starting to pay off with the success. Potentially here as we're going down the stretch inside of 10 to play in this Class 1A state championship match.
There's a positive to this as well. You're going to save some money on gas.
Yeah.
It's a little bit closer to home. Was that part of you doing that?
No. No, and you think about where the Girls State Soccer Championship's been held. Muscatine, of course, a long time ago. And now in Des Moines, and County Park has certainly been a great host over the years. And then next year, of course, seeing it being moved up to Ames, to Iowa State University. But it's been moved around a little bit, but the crowds continue to follow. A terrific crowd on hand here today, and we're expecting that for the next 2 championship matches, as Avery Anderson is going to be checking out, perhaps for the last time, as what a tournament. She would have the game's first goal, and trying to cap it off, as you can only imagine the emotions going and the thoughts going through Randy Davis's head right now. 0 for 2 coming into the state title match. And does Nevada in prime position to win their school's first ever state championship.
As you can see in the picture there, Randy Davis pacing up and down. You know, he's still nervous. Under 8 minutes to go of this match. 2 goals. is still nothing. It's a good cushion, though, and I think that's the cushion he was looking for. We talk about the sub that just went off. The first goal scorer, Avery Anderson. Boy, what a shift she's put in today.
Coming up at the conclusion, we'll have the award presentation. Monarchy shot goes wide right. Plus the all-tournament team will be announced as this 1A state title match starts to wind down here from County Park in Des Moines. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here of the Girls State Soccer Championships on Iowa PBS with Justin Borster, BJ Shaban, along with a crew of many. As the slider goes ahead, look out, opportunity for Nevada, the centering pass. Here's Betting. And Denver says no more. Cyclones looking for the opportunity here to try to make this one interesting down the stretch. Mullahan pinned up on that far sideline.
Great defending on the far side there. Mullahan, dangerous player. She's being contained today. Says something about the defending for the Cubs, doing their homework on Denver, picking out critical players.
Nevada controlling the tempo.
Thompson just keeping the ball. The corner flag. Under 6 minutes to go. Just killing a bit of time.
And we'll see another corner here. As Nevada goes back to their bench. Or throw, excuse me, that came in. That attempt by Anderson, a block by Denver, and there's going to be a bruise, no doubt.
Avery Anderson going off. We thought that was the last of it. She probably begged head coach Randy Davis, put me on.
I want to be on the field when this thing winds down. Here's Nelson off into the corner, just milking some time. As this will stay with Nevada, a throw from the deep corner.
Avery Thompson just going across as well. And key players in there. Didn't quite pick it up though. And again, Gracie Mullahan is isolated. Denver just need to throw some players forward at this point. Just commit extra players through. I would even go for Bailey Mullahan and Kenzie Snyder.
Nevada trying to gain some clearance here. This shot going to be wide. Betting gave it a whirl. And a goal kick here for Denver.
Slightly off balance with Betting when she struck that ball. Head came up. She's looking at the goal. Leaning away from it. Technique.
They try to find Mullahan. Clean play as her and Davis collided.
Lovely pass from Davis. Picking out on the far side. Isabel Nelson had a fantastic match today so far.
Monarchy. Nevada came into the state tournament as the 4 seed. Had to come from behind against Hudson. Here's an opportunity that goes wide.
Lovely pass there from Betting into Thompson. Thompson on the spin. Striking the ball over the crossbar. If they fix the technique, just get the body over the ball. Get the strikes right. They'll get more on frame. But they've done enough so far with a 2-goal lead here. Look at the shift Nelson's putting in on the far side there, just tracking back, just doing the right things.
And a free kick will be coming up, a penalty called against Nevada as Mullihan hit the turf hard and is very slow to get up. She has a bloody nose right now. What a collision.
Two center backs need to get forward here. Rosecrans turn.
Harberts. And it will be a corner kick here coming up for Denver. Still have some time here. Mullihan trying to get everything done so she can get back into the contest. A centering pass just over the head of Mullert.
Great delivery from the corner.
Nevada able to clear it. 2 minutes to play.
Avery Anderson doing well there just to keep the ball. It's good possession here.
Nevada just spreading the field. Again, working a little base offense here, trying to work this clock down as much as they can with this 2-goal lead. And the Nevada crowd up on their feet. A championship on the horizon.
If you're not being pressed, you can kill time in possession. Best way to do it. Keep the opponents running as they look to get forward.
Quick throw by Denver out into space. And again, as Nevada has done all day, able to clear that out. You see the clock winding down. Nevada moments away from winning their school's first ever state title. They've got in prime position to be able to do it, and what a way to say goodbye to their longtime head coach, Randy Davis. 24 years of coaching, has guided the Cubs to, this is their third state championship appearance, and today, they're gonna hit pay dirt. Nevada is gonna win it 2-0 over the Denver Cyclones, and they are your Class 1A state champs. How about that for Nevada? Anderson and Nelson, 2 goals in this one. Isabel Nelson not only with a goal, but an assist on that opening goal. For Denver, lots of youngsters. Only a couple of seniors on the roster. No doubt they'll be back.
They will be back. They have a young side, quality. They have the size. Again, Coach Derrick will go back. He'll rebuild. He'll come back hungry next year. They are a good side. Credit to them. They worked hard. They just weren't good enough on the day to beat the Cubs.
And Randy Davis finally getting that state championship. He says it's about the girls, though, not about him. He'll be the first to admit that. Says the title's for the kids, not for him. But I know the kids wanted to do it for their coach.
You know what a way to go out. You know, he says he's retiring before the finals, not after the finals. Most coaches do it after. And I love the fact that he gives credit to his players. It's about them. He isn't taking the credit. He's very humble about it. It says a lot for the program. I bet you he'll be asked to stay.
He'll be around it.
He'll be around it.
He'll be around it.
I was impressed with the Nevada Cubs. The technical qualities in the team and how they kept the ball in the last 5-6 minutes. just winding the clock down. And also I think that Denver Cyclones, they just ran out of energy. They did have a spell of 15 minutes and a half.
So it's time now to turn it over to Rex Baker as we have the all-tournament team selection and the trophy presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to direct your attention to the field for the awards presentation. Presenting the awards are members of the Girls Union Board of Directors, Ron Fodness, various IGHSAU staff, and Julie Gersh and Ashley Smiley. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Class 1A All-Tournament team. From Nevada, Isabel Nelson. From Denver, Grace Mullahan. From Nevada, Avery Anderson. From Denver, Miranda Thurm. From Dyke, New Hartford, Miranda Tyler. From Dyke, New Hartford, Anna Bering. From trainer, Josie Lewis. From trainer, Allie Hauser. From Nevada, Aubrey Thompson. From Denver, Alyssa Harberts. And the captain of your Class 1A 2024 All-Tournament team, from Nevada, Evelyn Anderson.
So there, your all-tournament team. Evelyn Anderson named the captain. And of course, what a group and what a week here in Des Moines.
Yeah, deservedly so. I mean, a performance today, not just today, but the whole week. And I think it also goes into sub-states as that, and that if you're consistent, you deserve it. I think that's absolutely fantastic.
So there is the all-tournament team as Nevada wins the Class 1A state championship. As we'll have the trophy presentation here coming up momentarily. Want to remind you, the Class 3A state title match begins at 2:30 here on Iowa PBS. It's Valley and Bettendorf. Let's go to those trophy presentations.
In addition to receiving medallions, each player will receive a commemorative soccer ball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Ladies and gentlemen, the Class 1A runner-up, Denver Cyclones, and head coach Derek Krebsbach. And your 2024 Class 1A champions, the Cubs from Nevada, and head coach Randy Davis.
What a championship, and well earned by Nevada.
Totally agree with you, deserved it. They were absolutely class on the day. 1-0 up at halftime, dominated possession. There was a lull in the game with the press from Denver. Changed, and there you go, deservedly so.
So Nevada will be bringing home some hardware. The third time was the charm for the Cubs as they defeat Denver here today 2-0 in the 1A state championship match. For Justin Vorster, the rest of the crew here at Iowa PBS, I'm PJ Shaven saying so long for the moment. Join us at 2:30 here this afternoon as it will be the 3A state title match as the Bettendorf Bulldogs and West Des Moines Valley Tigers go at it here on the pitch. We hope you've been enjoying Iowa Girls High School Soccer Championship coverage here for your free and your statewide media network, Iowa PBS.
Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at Fareway.com.
Across Iowa, hundreds of neighborhood banks strive to serve their communities, provide jobs, and help local businesses. Iowa banks are proud to back the life you build. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.